All right, so if you go watch the video today, you're going to see it looks a little bit different just for this reason. Want to get both screens on here. We're going to be working on the calculator on Desmos. As I told you, that's the version you get on the EOG or you'll get on the EOC. So this is going to show how we do this. And when you go to Desmos, or when we use Desmos in class, it's going to be important that we are using that version, the testing version, and then also specifically for the state of North Carolina. I would guess other states maybe do it a little bit differently. But the testing version can't do certain things that like the full version can. So it's got some restrictions, but if that's what we're using for the test, that's what we've got to be able to work with. So to start with, I have this equation here. If I take this equation and copy and paste it over to Desmos, all right, that doesn't really work for us. However, if I take half the equation, so if I take and the other change we have to make every time our variable, instead of n like it gave us, we're going to want to use x, okay? So you just change the variable from n or whatever letter to x. I'm going to put the right side in. So x minus 8 at x. All right, so everybody follow with what I did. This part here, full equation, does not work. Not the testing version. Is where the two lines intersect, where they cross. There's always going to be a point right where they cross. So if we look, the point right there, the ordered pair I have is -4, -48. Everybody got to guess what my answer is? Just -4. What letter are we looking for? Well, n in the problem, but we switched it to x, right? So since we're looking for x, we want the x value of the ordered pair. So the x value, remember, is the first number. Everybody follow on that? See how easy that makes that, right? All right, so let's look at another one. Y'all go ahead, try to enter this one in, okay? I already switched it to x's. It doesn't matter what color the lines are. Desmos will switch lines with colors and stuff, so. If your lines are different colors than mine or different colors than your neighbor, that's not a big deal. The color is basically meaningless. Raise your hand. Marcos, what you got? No. Ethan? -2. All right, so we want where the lines cross. I'm zoomed out a ways from that last problem. If you click the little house, it kind of brings you back home, zooms back in. I still have to zoom out a little bit, but there's the dot where they intersect. They're intersecting at -2, 42. We want to use just the X value though, so it's just -2. All right, any questions on that? Everybody kind of follow? All right, so let's look at another one. All right, y'all, this is different, isn't it? This is an inequality. When you have an inequality, and follow along for the difference, when I type it in, I still have to use X. This one uses X already, but you know, we have to use X. I am going to type it in exactly like we see for the inequality sign. If it's got the line underneath it, just click the keyboard here, and you can get the inequality signs right there, okay? If you do shift and comma or period, that gets you without the lines, but to get with the line underneath, you gotta hit that little keyboard, okay? And look, for the inequality, I can type in the entire thing, okay? Everybody see how that works? The difference with the inequality now is I have a vertical line and I have it shaded to one side of that line. Everybody see what I'm talking about? There's a dot there where it crosses the x-axis. Y'all see my number? 5. So the answer to this would be, we got our x. Everybody's good with how I got 5 from the graph, right? All right, so the inequality sign. It's got a line underneath it, so that means my answer's got a line underneath it. Y'all, which way is it shaded? To the right, so guess what? We need pointing to the right. Everybody follow? It will take care of it if it flips the inequality sign. You just have to go with the direction that the shading goes. And we want the pointy part of the arrow pointing in that direction. Everybody follow? Any questions on that? You gotta hit the little keyboard to get the line underneath it, the little keyboard, and they pop up here, and the inequality signs are right there, okay? Look, I'm gonna show you the difference. Let's pretend I didn't type it in with the line underneath. Y'all, it's the exact same answer. The difference is whether it's a dotted line or a solid line. And as long as you know to put the line underneath your answer, not that big a deal for using it for this stuff, okay? When you get to Math 1, there's some stuff that will get done differently, but any other questions? All right, y'all go ahead and try that one. No. Inequality, we need the whole inequality. Jenny? x less than -5. All right, so we got x. Everybody's good with how we get x? Yes? That's the variable. We got to have the variable. Our number, -5. We go over here. If I click, that's at -5. The x value, that's where that -5 comes from. Answer's not the ordered pair. Answer's not going to be just that number. If it's an inequality and we got greater than, less than, whatever in the problem, we got to have a whole inequality, variable inequality sign number, okay? Now, is there a line inequality for my answer? No. There wasn't a line in the problem, no line in the answer. Which direction shaded? To the left. So we go pointing part to the left. That's x less than -5. Any questions?